Imagine waking up tomorrow, not to check your salary, not to wonder if a client will call, not to hope your investments went up. Instead, money simply arrives. Every hour, every day, every month, while you sleep. This isn't fantasy. It's the reason some of the world's richest people keep buying businesses that most people ignore. Car washes, waste management, insurance companies, storage units, software subscriptions, payroll services, businesses so boring, most people wouldn't even notice them. Yet these companies quietly generate billions of dollars every year because billionaires don't chase excitement. They chase one thing: cash flow. And once you understand why, you'll never look at wealth the same way again. Level 1. The biggest lie about becoming rich. Most people believe wealth comes from making more money, get a better job, ask for a raise, work overtime, start another side hustle. But income isn't wealth. Income is temporary. Cash flow is permanent. Think about it. A doctor earning $500,000 a year can lose everything after retiring. A celebrity making millions can go broke after one bad year. An athlete can earn fortunes, then declare bankruptcy a decade later. Why? Because their money depended on them showing up. No work, no income. Meanwhile, someone who owns 10 laundromats keeps getting paid. Someone with 5 apartment buildings keeps collecting rent. Someone who owns accounting software receives subscriptions every single month. The difference isn't income, it's systems. Rich people don't just earn money, they own machines that produce money. This changes everything. Because once the machine is built, it doesn't care if you're on vacation, or sleeping, or retired. The machine keeps working. And that's why billionaires think differently. They're not asking, how much can I earn? They're asking, how many cash-producing assets can I own? That single question separates employees from empire builders. Level 2. The businesses nobody brags about. Here's something fascinating. If you ask people what business they'd love to own, most say a luxury fashion brand, a movie studio, a sports team, or a tech startup. But billionaires often buy something far less glamorous. Let's look at one example: waste collection. Nobody dreams about garbage trucks, yet every city needs trash removed. Every week and every month and every year, demand doesn't disappear during recessions. People still create waste. Businesses still need collection. Governments still pay. That's predictable cash flow. Another example: self-storage. Someone rents a storage unit. They usually keep it longer than expected. Moving is stressful. Canceling takes effort. The monthly payments quietly continue. One customer, one payment, repeated thousands of times. Or consider pest control. Nobody wants termites. Nobody wants rats. When there's a problem, people pay immediately. Many customers then subscribe to regular maintenance. The business becomes recurring. Now multiply that across an entire country. This is why boring often beats exciting. Exciting businesses attract competition. Boring businesses attract profits. Because everyone wants to build the next social media app. Almost nobody wants to manage industrial cleaning contracts. Yet those contracts can produce predictable income for decades. The richest investors understand something most entrepreneurs ignore. Excitement creates headlines. Cash flow creates fortunes. Level 3. The billionaire formula. Let's reveal something even more interesting. Many billionaires don't build businesses from scratch anymore. They buy businesses that already produce cash. Think about that. Imagine purchasing a machine that prints money, not literally, but financially. If a business consistently generates $5 million in annual profits, someone can estimate its future earnings. Banks understand this. Investors understand this. Private equity firms understand this. That's why companies are bought and sold every single day. Take Warren Buffett. Instead of constantly chasing the newest technology, he often buys companies with stable earnings: insurance, railroads, energy, consumer products. These businesses may not dominate headlines, but they generate enormous amounts of predictable cash. Insurance is especially fascinating. Customers pay premiums today. Claims might not happen until years later. That means insurance companies temporarily hold billions of dollars. Buffett calls this float. That float can be invested before claims are paid. It's one of the greatest financial advantages ever created. Now look at subscription software. Once a customer signs up, revenue repeats automatically. The cost of serving one more customer is often tiny. Margins increase. Cash piles up. Investors love this. That's why software-as-a-service companies often receive enormous valuations. Not because they're trendy, because recurring revenue reduces uncertainty. And uncertainty is expensive. Predictability is valuable. Cash flow reduces risk. That's why investors pay so much for it. Level 4. Cash flow beats net worth. Here's where many people get confused. Someone can be worth $100 million and still struggle to pay bills. Sounds impossible? It happens. Imagine owning luxury real estate, private jets, rare artwork, expensive watches. Your assets look impressive, but they don't produce income. Instead, they cost money, maintenance, insurance, staff, taxes. Now imagine another person. They own apartment buildings, warehouses, mobile phone towers, data centers, vending machine routes. Each asset sends money into their account every month. Who's actually richer? The one with expensive possessions? Or the one whose assets keep paying them? This is why billionaire portfolios often look surprisingly ordinary. Many own infrastructure, pipelines, utilities, industrial real estate, logistics companies, payment processing businesses. These aren't social media sensations. They're financial engines. Take payment companies. Every time someone buys coffee, swipes a card, pays online, a tiny fee moves through the system. One payment isn't much. A billion payments? That's extraordinary. Tiny cash flows, repeated millions of times, compound into empires. This is the hidden secret. The world's richest people aren't always chasing huge profits. They're collecting millions of small payments, again and again and again. Level 5. Why most people never build cash flow. If cash flow is so powerful, why doesn't everyone pursue it? Because human psychology gets in the way. People love immediate rewards. Buying a luxury car feels exciting. Owning a vending machine route doesn't. Posting startup success on social media feels glamorous. Running a commercial laundry service doesn't. Our brains chase status. The wealthy chase economics. This creates a massive opportunity. While everyone competes in crowded industries, cash flow investors quietly buy businesses nobody notices. Another reason? Cash flow businesses require patience. Building recurring income isn't instant. A subscription business starts with one customer, then 10, then 100, eventually 10,000. Compound growth doesn't look impressive in the beginning. Then suddenly, it becomes unstoppable. This is the same principle behind investing. The first years feel slow. Then compounding accelerates. Money starts making money. Businesses start funding new businesses. Assets buy more assets. Eventually, the owner no longer works for money. Money works for the owner. This is exactly why billionaires rarely spend all their profits. Instead, they reinvest. They acquire another business, another warehouse, another software company, another apartment complex. Each acquisition increases future cash flow, which buys even more assets. It's a cycle, one that becomes incredibly difficult to stop once momentum builds. That's why fortunes often grow faster after the first 100 million than before the first million. The system becomes self-fueling, and that's the ultimate advantage. Conclusion. The biggest lesson isn't that billionaires are smarter or luckier or somehow different. It's that they play a completely different game. Most people focus on earning. The wealthy focus on owning. Most people chase bigger paychecks. The wealthy chase bigger cash flows. One depends on time, the other creates freedom. Look around your own life. Every subscription you pay, every utility bill, every storage unit, every insurance premium, every parking fee, every streaming service. Someone owns that cash flow. Someone collects those small payments, month after month, year after year, decade after decade. The next time you hear about another billionaire buying a boring business, don't ask why. Ask what kind of cash flow it produces, because wealth isn't built by chasing the loudest opportunities. It's built by quietly owning the assets that the world can't stop paying for. And once you start thinking like that, you'll stop asking how to make more money. You'll start asking a far more powerful question. What can I own today that will still be paying me 10 years from now?